Okay, I have my notes right here, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. So basically now I'm going to teach you what the second house means. So we know what the first house means. It's like your aura, your identity, like how the world is going to see you, what life path you're going to walk on. And just to give like a quick summary, you're a Leo. Making sure I look cute. So you're a Leo. So what is the life path of a Leo? And you can look at the planet. You can look at the planet that is the ruler to get an idea too. So Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun is like the center of the solar system. It's the reason that there's heat, there's fire. These are the leaders. These are the ones who are like trailblazers. They're very, very loyal. So, and they're very kingly. So they're gonna be the boss. No one's gonna be telling them what to do. Or if that's not the case, then that's what they're here to learn. To like learn how to be the boss and like be in charge and be the king. These people are like, the bad side is like they can be kind of bossy, because so I'll get a little spiritual here. So you know how like the zodiac has Aries as the first sign. So the new astrological year is going to be in April when or March, sorry, when it starts the Aries season, like the spring equinox. And but the spiritual new year, and this has been this is what I got from Astrolada's course, but I've also read it separately in separate spiritual books. Like, when is the spiritual new year? Like, in a metaphorical way, you're like thinking, when are all of the spirit guides and like these astrological bodies, whatever is representing them, like, you know, I don't even understand all of it. This is just like decoding what I know, but like whatever powers there are that's higher, that decides the state of things, they gather in August, when that's when Leo season is. And this is supposed to be like this is like the energy of Leo, where you're getting like the highest vibration from like the highest spiritual decision makers or whatever. So if you now like put that into the astrology chart, wherever you have Leo, that's where you are the most confident. Wherever you have the sun, that's where you're the most confident. You need to shine, you need to get the attention. And for also like, yeah, where you channel divine information. So it's like you're creative in a very like different way. Okay, so like for me, let me just show you like how true this is. Like for me, I'm Capricorn rising, so my Leo is in the 8th house of astrology. And look at me, like I really do think, I think I'm better than all the astrologers I watch too. You know, it's like that's not where my sun is, but anyways, that's like one interpretation if you use whole sign house system. But so basically, like that's like the energy that like your life path is too. Like you're here to become the boss, like to create. Like Leos, like Leos create. They love creativity. They like when they see somebody being creative, you know, they like do the Bravo and stuff. They love going to like Broadway shows and everything. They're the sign of creativity, of like us being our God and like creating. To give you an example of like the energy and like how the opposite plays, Leo is about our creativity. The opposite sign is Aquarius. Aquarius is about everyone's creativity, everyone's right. So like a Leo is somebody who's royal, who's like, think about when like a king or like prince is born. They're just like, somehow like the world has ordained them as being royalty. It's like kind of like not fair or whatever, but in my spiritual theory, it's like obviously fair. It's like they just kind of like it's like they're right in this world. And then when you look at an Aquarius, it's like they're using the intellect more, and they're like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like everybody has equal rights and everything. So it's like the democracy. And if you go to the extreme, Leo is like, man, I made this all about Leo, but if you go to the extreme, then Leo is gonna be like you know, like a dictator. And then if you go to the extreme with Aquarius, it's gonna be communism and stuff. So those are like the energies. So I mean, you're obviously the boss of like our pharmacy, like 112404 and stuff. So it's like, and you know, they have big personalities. big mouths, big bodies. They have, if they want to work out, they form muscles very quickly. This is true. If you like look at my friend, like she'll start working out, and most fire signs, so Aries, Sagittarius, and Leos, they build muscles so quick. They're meant to be using their body and like energy. Like if you look at a water sign, which just means like we get so tired or whatever, we're so emotional, we're not really meant to do CrossFit or whatever, but it's like you could do CrossFit and stuff. Like you're like meant to like use that energy in that way. I mean, there's Virgo is like a whole different story, but I'm just going through the chart now because this chart is gonna explain your life path. So it's like this is showing you the anatomy of you in a different way. So we know the different elements of Virgo and everything, but this is like your life path, you know, like your aura, your mom or your mother, or like the mom, the nurturing side of the family, like the husband or the partner. Like it's gonna describe these things and stuff. So it's like the very physical manifestation, and the sun is more about like the soul, and the moon separately is about like this emotions and everything. So that's what I'm talking about. We can talk about Virgo if you want more later, but I'm just gonna go through your chart, or like go through the first two parts because this is very important. So when you think of the second house, it's essential needs. I'm gonna repeat a lot of things, but that's just how you learn these things, and that's how you're gonna remember it for later. And this might be something I tell you right now, and you're gonna notice something with like one of your kids and stuff, and you'll be able to like help them or support them in certain ways too, just from like what you know and what you extrapolate. So the more I say it, the better. But so it's like the essential needs, it's foods, it's possessions, it's assets, it's tangible material things, but not everything. So it's movable things. So an example of things that are not movable, so it would not be the second house, would be cars or a house, which is, they're both the fourth house, which is immovable things. Also furniture. This is the house of money, of what you put in your mouth. This is the house of the holes that are in the mouth or in this area. So the ears, whatever you can hear, the mouth, the eyes, the nose, the five senses. The second house rules the five senses. The opposite of that, which is the eighth house, Scorpio, is the holes in the parts that are hidden. So like the penis, the anus, and everything and stuff. So this is like how the two are related, but separate. But and this is like the house of the value system. So like how you value yourself or what you value. So whatever you value in life is what you're gonna attract in life. So like for me, you know how it's Pisces, like since I was little, I was super religious and spiritual, and now it's like as soon as I started making money, the things that are coming into my second house, which is like the things that I hold, like my assets, is spiritual books. You know, it's like it's like whatever you value in life is what you're gonna get in life. So I mean, I haven't gone through the video for Virgo in the second house, but so I have Pisces, so that means that I would value spiritual things. For Virgo, you might value cleanliness or being simple, because Virgos are very simple, and you might value improvements. You might value like other Virgos. You might value nurses, like those are a profession of a Virgo, is a nurse. Someone, you might value somebody who's more frugal, or who's cheaper with money, or you might value things that are cheap, like you're getting more for what you're paying. Like, you know, you might value like getting a really good deal. I don't know, you tell me. I can look into that more later too. I'll go to the next video.